Right, we are back for round
Six.
six. It's gonna be a Dofi mirror for the last round, potential last round. So it was just announced that there's three undefeated. So if the undefeated that is down pair loses right here, it will be the end, and we will be going into top cut. And we got Mr. Suleiman here.
Yeah.
He's alright.
Hey, it's alright. It's whatever.
Um, but yeah, the finals or potential final round is going to be Dofi versus Dofi here, which is going to be Wimmy and Vaughn again, who we just saw in the last round. And then the other undefeated, which is the Boa. The Boa did make it to round six undefeated.
Yep.
Will be facing a Lucci.
Yeah, which is kind of a tough matchup for Boa because it's not keeping a board up as well.
Correct. Yeah, they're bouncing. Well, one's bouncing and bottom decking. The other will be KOing.
Yeah.
So, um,
Rolling for
we do
turn.
see. I can't really see the dice.
Yeah, it
She
glared right
rolled.
there. Yeah, I can't see.
Looks like one. She's using those Perona dice. I know she does kind of.
When you guys are ready, just put the headset on. Thank you.
I do know Wimmy kind of sells those Perona dice, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. Okay, so Wimmy's going first.
Which is kind of debatable. Sometimes going second in the Dofi mare is what you want to do to potentially do, Jinbei to Weevil, and then on your sixth on turn, Boa stack leader ability.
Yep.
So I know going second in the mare is typically what you want to do, but again, going first as Dofi, you just put so much pressure on your opponent.
Yep.
And who knows, you potentially see a Jinbei and then stack something else from like a Perona stack.
Yeah, because I feel like, on forward on turn, I feel like Dofi's still just going to take that hit like 9 times out of 10, even though it's a 5, just because it gives them more options. And they usually don't care too much. But again, the mirror, I'm not exactly sure.
This mirror essentially comes down to who can see the most bounce laws and teach first.
Yeah, just who can keep their board wide.
And Wimmy is going to open up with a Sengoku search.
Yep.
Oh, and there you go. Seeing that Jinbei, very essential.
Sorry.
If she has the 2-cost teach to go with the Jinbei, she's going to be setting up her next turn to be in a very good spot.
Yeah.
And they are adjusting the cameras currently right now from what it looks like. So we'll see here. Vaughn ends up opening up with Perona. The better turn to play would be Sengoku if you had it to a Perona stack. That is like the best turn 2 for a Dofi player. But a Perona is just as good here in my opinion. Because you do see there is a Jinbei there in hand. Or not in hand, but in that stack going second. So he sets the stack and then passes. At this point, again, if Wimmy has a 2-cost teach, and here
Yep.
he goes, teach, probably setting that Jinbei up.
Yep, that's actually perfect.
So gas opening here from Wimmy.
Yep. Because you're not having the blind swing, you establish your teach, which is just so good.
And to Weevil.
The perfect combo right there.
Yep. And swing 7 more than likely just takes like Vaughn just did. Again, no point in countering early.
No.
You can pretty much take a decent amount of cards, but you also have to play around pudding in this matchup.
I was actually curious because I haven't noticed most still flamingos still play pudding. I know that might sound a little ridiculous, but
Yeah, I would always run pudding.
I guess also too for BY you have to.
Yep, that card can change a lot. Oh, and then a good answer back from Vaughn, swinging 8, establishes his own teach, setting up that Jinbei, and then playing that bounce law from hand, bouncing the Perona back.
Yep.
Able to clear the Jinbei and put the Weevil back to hand. Although Wimmy can still just do the teach ability here, it's a great way to alleviate that pressure that would have came the next turn.
Yep.
Weevil will draw, and she still has one Dawn, but again, this Teach will give her those two Dawn to be able to use the leader ability,
Yep.
which is why this Teach is such a great card. Some have been saying that it could potentially be banned on this upcoming ban list, being announced at Worlds.
Yeah, I could see that because, like, if for some reason, they do ban it, it doesn't, like, affect the play style of the deck, but it just gets rid of that tool that just, you know,
You take away the gambling,
it,
or the first sure hit, and they're going to
yeah.
be back to gambling like how it used to be.
Yeah, you don't have to have the Perona. And also good just for still hitting hard each turn.
Oh, yeah. And then the perfume combo with Teach is absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Can't see what's in Vaughn's hand currently, but you're gonna have to answer this Weevil here. Oh, he does have the Perona that he did bounce, or did he just pitch it?
I think he pitched that. So I think he has a Weevil in hand. Maybe that was a 2K Croc I saw. It's hard to tell.
You know, seeing two Doflamingos, you would think that the match would go fast since both are very aggressive decks, but this mirror match usually goes to time every single time.
Yeah, because it is just a constant balancing act of having to get rid of their board. Because if you don't swing into their board or answer their board, you're just, starting to slide down.
It's who can keep the board the longest.
I think he's going to do the Weevil. Yep.
Which is good because it allows him to find a piece that he could have potentially needed here.
Yep.
So here he's starting to poke. I believe the best thing to do here is probably take the life. It's Wimmy's first hit. Why not
Yeah,
give
you might
yourself
as
some
well.
options?
It's just more counter, and if Dofi swung really hard on the Weevil, I don't know if you would counter out.
Oh, so she does decide to give the Perona out. Swinging six.
6.
Honestly, I think swinging six at the Weevil would have been a little bit better. Because again,
Yeah.
you're gonna take a counter from her hand, and then swing seven again. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
he's bouncing.
Yeah, maybe just swinging five to leader would have been pretty good.
Yeah, but I think poking at that Weevil probably was better. Just another card out of hand, but maybe he was
Well,
just trying to make some
you
progress.
could have swung eight at the Weevil with your leader,
Yeah.
potentially cleared, or take two cards from hand, use the bounce law, bounce the other active Weevil, and then you're taking the pressure away
Yeah.
and having her to forcefully have to play out another Weevil again.
Because I think the two pokes, like with 5, would have probably ended in the same result.
And here comes the Sengoku search, looking for some type of options. Jinbei is a great option.
Yep.
Could do Jinbei to the Weevil.
And then also, too, knowing your opponent has that bounce law in hand, that's also just good to have again, just getting rid of the pressure on the other side of the board.
Honestly, knowing that he has a bounce law, I would attempt to get rid of the active or the rested law that is on the field right now, because if that stays on the field, you run the risk of Vaughn continuously just cycling bounce law to bounce law, bounce law to bounce law, and just have a chain of laws going on.
Yeah, because he could use the bounce law effect twice this turn.
If he bounces this rested one with an
Well,
active one.
he can just play it out, bounce itself back, bounce something else back to Wemmy's hand, and then use Teach ability to stack it again. Put it back. That leaves it more vulnerable, but that is a potential play.
Yeah. Well, honestly, you could do 3 bounces in a turn if you're at your 10 down turn,
Yeah.
utilizing just the 4 down for each and then teachability
Yep.
to get a swing in. So you could really clear the field here if that law, or yeah, if the law sticks here. So ends up doing the boa. I don't think she attached the rest of Dawn anywhere. Or, oh, she's thinking. She's doing the stack right now.
Yeah.
Chooses the bottom deck.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
gonna
got to
go
get rid
for
of
a
law.
7 swing on the law,
Just to
potentially.
guarantee it. Plus two, Vaughn only has, I think that's 4 in hand. Yeah.
So yeah, that law is gonna go here. Yep, that is the better option. That is what you need to get rid of,
Yep.
honestly. Vaughn considering on saving the law, but it's not worth it with leader swing still coming out. Or you save it so you can save your Jinbei,
You
because
Yeah,
you don't
you
want to
could
lose both
save it.
characters.
You're going too low in hand size. And Wimmy still has a big board. She established the boa. So, yeah, you just had to let that go.
Does the teachability, and at this point, swing 8, no? Or she might have another
She
1 cost search.
might be doing that. I don't know what she stacked with Teach. I don't know if that was boa. That's what I thought.
So it's gonna turn to 8 anyway.
Yep.
And she did bottom deck the other boa, so these are 3 different cards that she can put in any order that she wants. And ends up seeing something that she wants, which could potentially even be a law.
Yeah, because we haven't seen a law from Wimmy yet. Because in this position, I think if she finds a bounce law, that's Vaughn isn't going to be able to rebuild his board fast enough.
Yeah. And they did just notice that Wimi had 6 characters on the field, so she ended up putting the Sengoku into the trash because the limit is only 5.
Yep.
So Sengoku's in the trash. 1 Don up. Not worth utilizing a Sengoku search.
Yeah, no, you're not going to
Um,
replace anything
the
at this point.
Sengoku search should have happened first prior to doing Teach to stack the Boa.
Yep.
Potentially even finding you a law. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Wimmy is definitely in a better position here. Vaughn is low in hand size. Wimmy has a lot of cards in hand and
Yeah.
a full board here. So starting off with a Perona search. Don't know what is there. Looks like double Boa, a Jozu,
Yeah, it looks like found another law, too.
which the law can be used here to get rid of that Weevil.
Yep, and he has that law in hand
Or
also.
get rid of the Boa.
Yeah, I think you bounce the active boa, and then, yeah, hopefully clear board here
I mean,
as
each
much
one of
as you
them you
can.
get so much value off of.
Yep.
Weevil will get you the draw. Boa lets you see your stack, and it's a blocker.
Yep.
So you could potentially bounce that blocker Boa to at least be able to clear a Weevil. But a lot of cards in hand at this point, I would protect the field that Wimmy has. So Jinbei to Law, bounce the Perona. Yep, so he does end up bouncing the Boa. Only 2 Don left. Still has the Teach. Is there another Law in hand?
Yeah, I think he, well, no, so he, no, I think he put one on the stack.
Unfortunately, if he does Teach, it kind of messes that stack up.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it kind of backwards from what I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to stack it, play that one out rested, bounce Perona back to hand, clear whatever he wants to clear on her side of the board, and then play the active one or the one in hand with Teach.
Yeah, that would have been a good way to do it.
And actually, he still could have done the Jinbei law.
Yeah. The only thing is that the active Boa would still be there. I mean, it's same difference. They're all 6K bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, does the Croc to bounce the Teach back to Wimmy's hand. which kind of skews her turn a little bit, but 2 Dawn really isn't going to make much of a difference. She's just going to end up playing it and using the ability anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think it skews the turn, but at this point, I don't think it's that bad because she'll still be able to use the rest of Dawn that she used for the play out teach again, and she still has 3 characters on board, so it's not like you're trying to reflood the whole entire board.
True. And only 2 cards in Vaughn's hand. Very bad spot.
Yep.
How many cards is Wimmy at?
Um,
She got a
I think
grip over
she's at
there.
like 8 or 9. Definitely with all because of all the bounce laws, just bouncing everything back.
Yeah, that is true. And we're not even at 10 Dawn yet.
No.
Yeah, at this point we have to answer Vaughn's board here.
Yeah.
But 2 cards in hand, you swing 7 at, the Croc. He's gonna have to let it go.
Yeah.
Real big thing here is the law. I mean, you don't want to bounce the law, but there's not much you can really do. Oh, unless you got Gravity Blade.
Yeah, Gravity Blade actually would be a very effective choice right now because he only has 2 cards in hand.
Yep, Grav Blade, the Law, and the Weevil. Getting rid of those 2, and then, swing at the Croc to get rid of it. At this point, I don't mind leaving the Teach on the field because it's dwindling Vaughn's own hand and
Yeah.
utilizing it. So 5 in the Croc lets it go. Oh, Law. Bounces her own Jinbei to bounce the Weevil, and then now she can combo the Jinbei again into something else. And this is where bouncing the Teach back to Wimmy's hand kind of messes it up because she could have established the Jinbei to something else and
Yep.
stacked on top with the Teach, but now it not being on the field takes that play away from Wimmy.
Yeah, because she's having to utilize more Dawn to keep her board filled. I don't know what she's trying to debate. I wonder
It-
if she's just debating playing Teach again.
Yeah, and that's what she's probably thinking, because then Teach can just restack a card on the top, and she's got more
Yeah.
than enough cards to be able to take, one of these Teach hits to her hand. Swing 6. Obviously, at this point, Vaughn will run to take it.
Yeah.
I thought he potentially had a grab blade trigger right there. Do you swing 7 with the boa?
Um, with how many cards Wimmy has in hand, potentially, but with Teach on board and potential for Vaughn to have pudding, I mean, I guess there's a possibility he could like go for game if she doesn't bounce something else back to hand with like Law.
That is true, but well, yeah, it looks like she's gonna swing 8 at life. I do think it should have been 7 with the boa and
Yeah,
then
and then
8
swing
with
8
leader.
with leader.
Yeah, math just maths out a little bit better because now
Yeah.
Vaughn could potentially just counter out of this 7K swing. Although it kind of just does the same thing. It's gonna ask for 2 cards, 2 2Ks at least.
What'd she put? Oh yeah, the Jinbei.
Jinbei.
She gonna bounce Law.
She's gonna have to remove a card from the field as well.
Yeah.
Now, do you play over the Teach at this point, or do you keep the Teach to cycle in your laws? Which it does look like she wants to put Law down.
I wouldn't be surprised if she just replaced the Teach.
Oh, and for a boa. Oh, it's gonna turn this swing into an 8K swing anyway.
Yep. Yeah, because at this point, at the state of the game, she really doesn't need that teach.
No, but it is good to have there just in
Yeah.
case. But I'd rather have a board full of 5K plus
Yeah.
characters than I mean the teach you can get full value off, make itself
Because I
a
think it's
7,
more
a
like if
5.
he like has Grav Blade and tries the clear, then she'll have enough counter, I believe, to at least be able to save what she has left and then go for game.
Yeah. And you know what is unfortunate for this Sengoku is that it cannot search Gravity Blade.
No.
If it could find Gravity Blade, this would just be so much better. And finding that law, you can start to do the cycle of what I was saying prior.
Yep.
So you can swing 5 with the law that is on the field right now, just to put some pressure because you need the 9 Don that he currently has. Oh,
What's he playing? Yep.
oh, okay. Keeping the law there instead. I would have probably
Probably
opted
bounce
to
out of their
do.
law.
I would have swung 5 with the law. Could have swung 5 with the law. Played the bounce law to bounce your own law back to hand, bouncing the boa back. I mean,
Yep.
technically she gets a free block with it, I guess. But yeah, you could have bounced 3 things this turn, bouncing that law back to hand. The only thing is there's a bunch of 6K bodies. Utilizing teachability here, do you swing at the Weevil or go for the clear on
I
the
think you have
Jinbei?
to go for the most likely for her to
Oh,
get rid
wow.
of.
3 laws.
Oh my gosh.
At this point, I would bounce back the Weevil. Or, I mean, either or.
Yeah, as long as one of the 6K bodies are gone.
Yep. And then probably poke 5 with the other Jinbei to your women's Jinbei.
Then even though it was the smarter play to just fill your board complete like 5, 6Ks, now maybe it feels a little bad that she doesn't have that teach on board anymore.
Yeah. And then you just cycle a bounce law.
Yep.
But I don't think she's seen another bounce law here.
Yeah, so we did get the boa.
Chose to go 5 at the Jinbei. Honestly, Vaughn is in a pretty rough spot here. Even if he goes for a swing, probably another 2K here. And all he has left to protect himself is the boa blocker. So if Wimmy has the another teach and a law, she could just go for lethal this turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say just one more law. This will change it.
Just-
I think did she just draw it, or is that a diff? That might be the 2K law. Or no, I think I did. I think she did top deck.
Just top deck the
Another law.
teach. Oh, no, that's a blocker law.
Okay.
But yeah, Vaughn only having 4 or 5 cards in hand. Oh, it looks like 6.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a pretty decent, healthy hand, to be honest. Chooses to swing 7 at life, giving a 2 and a 1, going down to 4 cards. Ooh, pretty rough spot. Do you just swing 7 across?
So he still has
Yep.
4. Yeah.
7 here.
Because then it's gonna ask for another 2K, 1K, and then obviously it seems like she's kind of going for game here.
Vaughn needs to counter out of this swing because if he doesn't counter out of this,
But there could be a femur.
well, yes, not only that, but Wimmy still has 2 potential swings that can potentially get through
Yeah.
if he doesn't counter out here. Yes, he still has the boa blocker as well, though.
3-1.
3
Okay, so he
ones.
has 1 card in hand. Yep, bouncing that boa.
And then swinging for the fences here.
Yep.
But again, Wimmy does have a decent hand size, so it all comes down to potential triggers. Oh, wow. Wimmy
Oh,
going in with the win. Only 1K in hand. What an upset play. I wouldn't have thought of doing that.
yeah, I think like she potentially could have done like another little board clear and rebuilt, but I think it probably was more rewarding just to go for game there because again Vaughn was back up to 6 cards in hand,
Hmm.
double laws.